We're at TEF. We're with Shirley Bloomfield. Shirley, you made a bold proposal recently regarding a real issue, which is the cost of video programming and its challenges to bringing out broadband. Why don't you tell us about that proposal?
Absolutely. So, we've really been taking a hard look at the video issue because video is actually a product that virtually all NTCA members offer, and yet it's so difficult to get any kind of positive margin around it based on the cost of content and programming. And you look at the cost, much less the entire other issues you have regarding tiering and some of the negotiations that folks have to go through. So we've been working a lot with this entity, Encompass, which used to be CompTel. We're working with them on a number of different issues. And we kind of have been brainstorming about what are some ways to actually come with this cost of content. And one of the proposals that we put on the table, and we met with the FCC last week on, was what if you create a new buying cooperative that essentially would come together to actually do the purchasing for entities on the content side, and as part of the merger conditions for Charter with their Time Warner Cable proposal that they've got on the table, that they would actually have to be part of this purchasing cooperative as well. So they would bring some scope and scale to the table, and it would allow folks like NTCA members as well as some of Encompass's members who tend to be pretty much new entrants into the markets, folks like Google Fiber or Rocket Fiber, who are also looking kind of for that video hook, to actually have some of the benefits of scope and scale that frankly individually nobody is quite able to achieve. So we actually met with the FCC, we've had discussions with DOJ, really kind of kicking around that to make that consideration as potentially a merger condition, with the idea being it elevates the importance of how important it is to have affordable access to content.
And it limits it to 24.4% of the market, right?
Absolutely, and that was something that allows us to get under the cap that the Department of Justice has that before you start hitting antitrust issues. And so it was very carefully crafted to actually address what we think are going to be some of the regulatory hurdles, both with Justice Department as well as the FCC, to make it as clear-cut as possible, because we think this is on a pretty short track. And the more complex you make it, the harder it's going to be to go through all of those different regulatory hurdles in time for, when the FCC actually makes a final decision.
And these costs are significant. We heard from Craig Moffett today, is something like $19 a subscriber is what AT&T's projecting to save with their purchase of DirecTV, right?
Right, and the costs are prohibitive. And part of the frustrating thing about advocating on these rising costs is the fact that everybody's under an NDA. So I can't even walk into the FCC and say, this is what, this company's costs are and this is what this company's costs are, or Viacom has increased their cost of content by this amount, because those are technically things we're not supposed to know. But yet at the same time, when we talk to our member companies, we know that folks, frankly, aren't making any money on video, but you have to offer it. And you have to have it as part of your bundle. And, we think there's some advantages in terms of broadband adoption to bring video to the table. So whether you're doing an IPTV play or it's even a traditional cable play, or whether you're looking at an over-the-top, getting that content is key. And so you're right, the big players are really struggling with it. And years ago when I worked for Verizon, it always struck me that when Verizon rolled out their Fios product, their then CEO, Ivan Seidenberg, used to always tell us, how Verizon wasn't making money at video either. And I thought, wow, if Verizon isn't making money at video, then who is making money on the video front? So the more we can do to kind of think creatively about getting that cost of content down, it's good for subscribers and it's good for a business model.
Excellent. Well, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.